using the juice of blood oranges, and I am preparing Provincetown scallops that I got from local provisions. I actually have posted all the information on our website, or actually on Facebook, but I'll get it onto the website. These are scallops that were caught from the boat. I'll have to look it up. I'm so sorry. It was Captain Bo Gibbon, who was the captain. He actually owns 2 fishing boats. He's been a fisherman, a commercial fisherman, since the age of 10. He is extremely knowledgeable. These scallops look really, really good. They were delivered yesterday. You order them on Tuesday, you get them on Thursday. I was very pleased with them, and we're very picky about scallops. And we also got some haddock from him, but we haven't tried that yet. It's in the freezer. So I'm going to make pan-seared scallops with butternut squash puree, and I have a mixed green salad of tarragon, mint, and parsley that I'll top with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper and some blood oranges. And then with the scallops, I'm going to put that over the puree, or lay that in with the puree, and then I'll top that with a little bit of blood orange gastrique. And
so what's a gastrique? What's in your gastrique, baby?
A gastrique is really just sort of like a sweet and sour type of sauce, but don't think of going to a Chinese restaurant, because you can make a gastrique with any type of flavor that you want. So tonight I did it with blood oranges, but it's essentially it's about for what I use, about 3 or 4 tablespoons of sugar, and you melt that down into a saucepan. You just let it completely melt, and then you give it a little bit of a stir, and then it's I think 1 tablespoon of.
You can bring it over and show it. We have a
1 tablespoon of vinegar, and then what happens when you dump that in is you want to dump it all in. I fed it in slowly, and that was a mistake. I read that that's the way to do it, and I'd done it in the past where you just dump it in. So make sure you dump it all in, and then once that gets going, then you add in whatever flavorings you'd like. You can use different kinds of juices. You can use spices. It's really sort of whatever you're making. So like duck olive orange, that is a gastrique. That is using orange. So Shannon's going to bring it over.
And why don't you can hold it now?
Well, it's hot. So.
Well, yeah, no. So we're gonna.
So
I'm gonna.
So basically, it's just a sauce.
Put it right here.
Right here.
Yeah, because I got a little camera there.
Well, I need something to set it on because it's
Yeah.
hot. I don't want to melt that placement.
So there is.
This is the gastrique. So you can see the blood orange in there. It sort of looks. It's got some of the same coloring. One thing you want to be careful of is that you don't over brown the sugar when you melt it, and then you add in the vinegar. It hardens, and then it will melt down. You don't want to let the sugar get too dark. Okay, mine got a little too dark, and I couldn't remake it only because I didn't have any more blood oranges.
It smells good.
It does. It actually tastes good, but because the sugar, when I was caramelizing it, got a little more done than what I wanted. It just has a stronger sugar taste, and I didn't want that. I wanted more of the blood orange to come through, but it's still good, and I think we'll still enjoy it.
So hi, Mike. How are you? Yeah, I'm also psyched for this recipe. I love scallops, and it's and I love blood orange. Blood oranges are actually in season now. They are a winter fruit. So you can pretty much find them sometimes at the end of December, definitely in January and February. We purchased ours from Trader Joe's. And I will say, I'll show, as Mike had already shown the blood oranges, but I'll show, they're very beautiful. The coloring that you get on them. And the juice that they make is really, really, just red. It almost looks like a cranberry juice. The blood orange is it's sweet, but you get hints of kind of raspberry and some some sour notes in it, and it makes a delicious cocktail, and not only delicious but a beautiful cocktail. So I am actually going to make 2 different versions of the cocktail. One is just really liquor, the blood orange, and then a rosemary simple syrup. And the way to make the rosemary simple syrup is 1 part water to 1 part sugar. And I always just do a half a cup of water, a half a cup of sugar, because it's like there's only 2 of us and we don't go through it that much. So for that quantity, you put in 2 tablespoons of the fresh rosemary, just the leaves, and you bring it to a boil. You dissolve, you bring it to a small simmer. You dissolve the sugar, then you cook it down for another minute. The rosemary's in there as well, and then you take it off the heat. You let it sit for 30 minutes, and that will infuse that rosemary flavor into the simple syrup. So we're just using the blood orange juice, the simple syrup, and then this is, Mike loves tequila, so we're using white tequila in this cocktail. You could also use just vodka. And it's really, if you think about it, it's pretty close to a Cosmo with the orange juice and the simple syrup and the vodka, and you can really get the rosemary flavors through. So,
And
go ahead.
the name of the fishing boat, I wanted to say it, I had it on the tip of my tongue, but I didn't want to say it wrong. It's the Kahuna, Captain Bo Gibbon. And if you are interested, you can go to localprovisions.eco for ordering, okay? I didn't want to give out the website until I was 100% on it, but it's localprovisions.eco, and they sell scallops, they sell skate, all kinds of different fish, salmon cheeks, salmon heads, salmon fillets, different kinds of salmon, as well as sushi grade scallops and sushi grade bluefin tuna and things of that nature. So I really encourage you guys to go and check it out. They ship it as well as deliver it. So if you're out in the Midwest and you're looking for really good fresh fish, this is the place to go. If you notice on our Facebook page, I gave some information as well as some photographs. Okay, I'm going to start this. And Lorna Michael from Florida had recommended this tequila, so hopefully Lorna's watching. She has a little bar that she sent me a text, try this tequila. So.
Okay, well, I will show the bottle in the stream so you can see the name of the tequila. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because, as everyone knows, my Spanish is not so good. Sorete. Okay. So this is 2 ounces of your white liquor. 2 ounces of I can't get that in. 2 ounces of the blood orange juice. Now, I will say, the blood oranges, when you squeeze them, there is a lot of pulp that comes out, very little juice. This is almost an entire bag of blood oranges in this bottle here. So I think I've probably got 6, maybe 8 ounces tops. Once you strain all that pulp out, you really lose a lot of the volume. So it's 2 and 2. 2 liquor to that, and then just half an ounce of the simple syrup. And then this, because it has the juice in it, this is going to be a shaken cocktail. I'm just going to put some ice in there. And I'm going to serve this straight up on in a chilled coupe glass. This cocktail can also be served on the rocks, and you can add some club soda to it. And that makes for a nice cocktail as well. So I'm going to double strain this. And you can see it just has this beautiful pink color. And then I am going to garnish this. I took some rinds from the blood orange, so we're just going to spritz that on there, and then a rosemary sprig. So that right there is your rosemary blood orange cocktail. Very, very simple cocktail, very simple ingredients, and it is very tasty.
How tasty is it, Hannibal?
Very tasty. So I'm gonna put that off to the side, and now I'm going to make, this one is my favorite. Did you need something?
No,
Oh, I thought you
I
were
was just snapping at you.
snapping at me. So now the next cocktail is the gin cocktail. This is just called a blood orange cocktail. This cocktail has 1.5 ounces of gin. And I will put the recipe up right next to there. I have the other recipe done too, but there was a mistake in it, so I'm not showing that. So it's 1.5 ounces of gin. And 1/2 ounce of bitter liqueur. You can use Campari or the Tempest Fuge. I love the Tempest Fuge Grand Classico. That's in the picture that you see, but I think I wanted to make this one a little more red. So this is going to give you a more interesting color. So 1/2 ounce of that, and 1/2 ounce of Blanco or white vermouth. And then we're gonna put 1 ounce of the blood orange juice in. And I will say, in some ways, this cocktail kind of, because you're putting the bitter in, and the bitter and the sweet with the citrus, it reminds me slightly of, you kind of get a little grapefruit flavor with the juniper and the other flavors mixed in. Oh, Jen Taylor is asking where Gracie is.
Who knows?
We couldn't get her. She was here and then she disappeared, and I was very upset because we put this other little camera up here, and it was going to be a cat cam. It was also pointing right at Gracie's chair, but of course when she must have gotten stage fright.
Probably.
Because when the cat cam came up, she went away. Okay, so we're gonna shake this. And this one will also be double strained into a pre-chilled coupe glass. And you can see this is much more red than the picture on the recipe, because in the picture of the recipe I used the Tempest Fuge, which is more of has more of a caramel color. I'm going to show you the two bottles. So, and again, this is going to take this just takes a squirt of the orange rind. So Mike has his food prepared over here. So I'm just going to show everybody that. There you go.
Okay. So I just did 4 scallops. Scallops are a minute on each side. Most people will tend to cook them. They think they need to cook them longer than that, and they really don't. I did 1 minute on each side. I did the timer. What you want to be careful about when you cook scallops is you never overcook them. And you only want to do as many at a time that you can manage. So if I would have put the whole pound of scallops in there, there's no way I could flip all of those when the timer went off after a minute. And as a result, I'd have overcooked scallops, which Shannon wouldn't like. So you always want to just cook what you can do at the time. So you may do them in batches, or if you have someone that can help flip them. So I just did 4. And what I want to point out about these is when you go to the market to buy scallops, they should look like this. If you notice, they're standing up nice and tall. They're very plump, and that's the way the ones that I got from localprovisions.eco is. They stand up. They were standing up when I got them. They did come frozen in a vacuum packed bag, but once I cut them out of the bag, I thaw them out on a plate on napkins because you want to make sure that they're completely dry. You don't want them to be wet or and if you go to the or anything like that when you cook them, so they should always be dry. All your meat should be dry to get a nice sear, a nice brown on it. I did these in about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil, not extra virgin, because that
Did you put the gas streak on that?
Oh,
I'm not
I knew
seeing.
there was something missing.
I'm not seeing the gas streak.
Jeez. Sorry. Sorry. I was like looking. I go. I know something's missing up there. So
There we go.
there we go.
Now I'm ready to taste it.
Thank you. So you always want to make sure if you go to the store, like to Roach Brothers or Stop and Shop or Aldi's or wherever, that when you look at their fresh scallops, that they're not all just laying nice and flat. If they're not nice and plump, I pass them by. So, but
Sorry, it's like I didn't want.
so anyway, yeah, I think they're really good. So
Very tasty.
anyway, that's all I have to say on this topic. So I'm starving actually.
He has more topics, but this one's in it, so he's had enough on that.
Oh, we're getting a big snowstorm, I think, on Monday, Sunday, Monday.
So cheers, everyone. Happy
Cheers.
Friday. Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
I love you.
I know, I love you too. That is super good.
This is really better.
No, it's not. Mine is much better. I'm a tequila guy anyway, so. That's pretty tasty.
They're both really tasty.
Yeah, they really are.
So whatever your preference in liquor, you have pretty much any white liquor. You can do this one and this
Gin or vodka.
This one, yeah, this one I think needs the gin with the bitters. If you're gonna mix maybe rum or something, I just do use the other spec. So
everybody share, and comment.
Martin is asking what the secret sauce is that you just put on.
It's blood orange gastrique, and gastrique is sort of a sweet and sour that you make using sugar and vinegar. And then once you've done that, you can add in any kind of flavorings that you would like. So you could do, I did blood orange, you can do herbs, you can do other types of juices or flavorings, and then it's basically just reducing it down. So I had about 2 cups to begin with, and I reduced that down to a little over a half a cup. It took a little longer. I have the recipe on friesiescornerbar.com, and there's a mistake in there only because once I did it, I realized.
They'll fix it. There won't be a mistake there tomorrow.
Yeah, so you dump the vinegar in all at once.
So check out Friesie's Corner Bar for all of our recipes. Oh, the other thing too is that a couple people had asked about shirts. So there is also an order request form that is on the website. I'll also post it in the comments on this show. If anybody's interested in a t-shirt, I'll probably be ordering those next week. So they'll probably take a week or two to get produced. But we do have, I am going to place an order for those. And Mike Sleeper says, Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Mike.
Everyone.
Hi, Laurie.
So good night.
All right. See ya.